Hey everyone, it's Sarah. Today I'm going to be making a birthday card for you guys, and it's for my grandpa, so it's going to be pretty masculine. Starting off with a card piece with black cardstock that is 5.5 by 5.5 square, and it's going to open up like this. And my next layer is a piece of light blue cardstock that's cut at 5.25 by 5.25, so that there is a black border on the edge. And then this next piece of pattern paper, which is actually like almost a solid, it's a dark teal color from the Prima Roadtrip collection, I think, from their 6x6 pad. And it has a really subtle distressing on it, but you won't be able to see that much of it anyways. But that's going to be the next layer, and it's cut at 5 by 5. And I've already stamped and cut out my sentiment, which is just this happy birthday stamp. It's this stamp from Michael's. I just stamped it in some black ink, and then onto some basics Manilla paper, cut that out, and then adhered it to some more of that light blue and cut that out, so that's going to go on the card later on. Some other pieces of paper that I'm planning to use are some of these scraps that I have of, this is from the Basics Manilla paper pad. It has a very subtle grid pattern. This is from the, well actually both of these are from the My Mind's Eye Stella and Rose Hattie paper pack. This one is like a stripe, and it has blue and gray, and the blue goes perfectly with this teal right here. Actually, it's practically teal in the stripe. And then this is just a gray, dark gray. I used this one on, actually I used both of these on that graduation card that I made the other day. So what I'm planning to do is, I'm going to move that aside, is I'm planning to lay these two pieces of pattern paper next to each other, and I'm planning to stamp this bird stamp from the Inkadinkadoo Birds Galore stamp set. It's this big one right here that is a bunch, it's like a flock of birds. I have it mounted. I don't have a block that's big enough, so it's hanging off the edge a little bit, but I'm going to make sure to push that down. And I'm planning to stamp it on both of these pattern papers, so that it is stamped on both of them and it like continues, but I'm gonna space them out when I put them on the card, so it'll look pretty cool, hopefully. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place these on here as I want them to go. Yeah, I want the majority of the stamp to be on the lighter pattern paper because I want it to show up, but then some of it is going to be continuing onto the striped. So I'm just going to take some black ink. I'm using a la mode by Hampton Art dye ink pad, and this is a brand new pad, so it should work pretty well. So I'm just going to ink up the stamp. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to stamp this now. And don't worry about it being straight, but I just want it to be mostly on the lighter piece of paper. The paper moved a little bit when I stamped, so hopefully it still turns out alright. But I'm just gonna press this down and lift it up. Some parts didn't stamp perfectly, but I still think you can tell that it's birds. It looks like this. It's on this, and then it continues onto this piece of paper, like that. And so I just added some interest to the card. So now we're going to start putting our card together. So I'm going to adhere these layers together first. And then I'm going to adhere this onto the front of the card. Okay, and now it's these pieces which I believe I have to trim down. So I'm going to trim both of these pieces are 6 inches, I believe, or yeah, they're 6 inches long. I'm going to trim them down to 5. So I'm going to trim a little bit from the top and a little bit from the bottom of the stamped image until they are 5 inches. So I'm going to trim the majority off of the bottom, and then I'm just going to flip it around and measure it to 5 inches, and then I'm just going to trim that off. And then this one, I'm going to trim all the way up to the bottom of the stamped image, and then measure to 5. I need to cut this one a little closer to the edge because the stamp is really tall. I think that should be good. Okay, so I'm going to get to assembling this. So they're going to go on the card like that, and the sentiment is going to go over here. And I don't think I'm going to end up using this dark gray unless I just do a really thin strip of it. I don't think I'm going to use this gray. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these 2 pieces down. And I'm going to leave a little space in between them when I adhere them on here. So I have something that looks like this. And then I'm going to, oops, I didn't make sure my card was going the right way. Oh well, it's going to open from the side now. I have some of these brads from Color Block that I just picked up yesterday that are silver square breads. Okay. So I'm going to use a couple of these on the corners, I think. You could do this before you adhere the layers down so that on the inside you don't see the brad, but I don't really mind. I'm going to use my craft knife really quickly just to make it easier for the brad to go through. I'm just going to straighten it up and then flip it over and open it up. So I have a brad in the corner, looks like that. And I got these brads because of Father's Day's coming up, and I knew that I was going to need them for, because they're pretty masculine, because they're silver and square. So I thought they would be perfect to use for masculine cards instead of like regular bling. Okay, and then I have one up here on the top. That one's not spaced as well as I would like it to be, but I think it's alright. Okay, so I have something that looks like that. You could add more to the other corners if you would like. But I'm just going to leave it these two. And then I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to pop it up on some foam adhesive. And that's the card. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.